When I was 16, my dad came into my bedroom and handed me this book, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude by Napoleon Hill. I looked at the back cover, and of course at 16, saw a picture of some older gentleman on the back, tossed it on my bookshelf and never read it. After my dad had passed before my senior year of college and several years even beyond that, I was looking through my Naval Academy alumni magazine, and I've always liked to look through the obituary pages. There's usually some motivational quotes and some life quotes and things like that at the back. And I always look at the oldest graduate who's passed and the most recent. And I was looking through a quote, and I found a great quote in the obituaries of the magazine. So I rushed right out to the bookstore to find the author who had this great quote, because I knew I could learn so much. And the book that I pulled off the shelf, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude by Napoleon Hill. So even after my dad's passing, he was still teaching me lessons, and I thought I would share one passage from that book. A lesson learned from a child. There's a wonderful little story about a minister who, one Saturday morning, was trying to prepare a sermon under difficult circumstances. His wife was out shopping. It was a rainy day, and his young son was restless and bored with nothing to do. Finally, in desperation, the minister picked up an old magazine and thumbed through it until he came to a large, brightly colored picture. It showed a map of the world. He tore the page from the magazine, ripped it into little pieces, and threw the scraps all over the living room floor, and said to Johnny, "If you can put this together, I'll give you a quarter." The preacher thought it would take Johnny most of the morning. But within 10 minutes, there was a knock on the study door, and it was his son who had completed the puzzle. The minister was amazed and looked at Johnny and said, "How did you put it together so fast?" "Oh," Johnny said, "it was easy. On the other side was a picture of a man, and I just put a piece of paper on the bottom, put the picture of the man together, put a piece of paper on top, and then turned it over. I figured that if I got the man right, the world would be right." The minister smiled, handed his son the quarter. He said, "You've given me my sermon for tomorrow." He said, "If a man is right, his world is right." The lessons that we learn, those that have a tendency to come back and face us even if we don't want them to come into our lives, they will come back around. So what are the lessons that are out there for you today that maybe you haven't been as open to hearing, but maybe you needed to hear? Hopefully this was a good one. Thank you.